pollution is something you can measure, or even here in Santiago you can often see. Right? One day you see the mountains, the next day you remember that the mountains were there, but you no longer see them. So you know this air pollution is there, but it doesn't tell you, and you can measure it, but it doesn't tell you where it comes from. So you don't know about the sources, what is causing it. And for this, you need emission inventories. They basically tell you, I have this activity like road transport, cars driving, but I also have factories, you may have agriculture, and it all contributes to the to emissions, and to understand which one is more important than the other, which one contributes more and when. That's why we need emission inventories. One of the important things is, of course, you need to make people aware that this air pollution is bad for your health. So you need a collaboration between people who have really knowledge about health, like maybe from hospitals or from medicine, university people, that make this relationship really clear, so that, because in the end, if you want to change things, like so you want to address a certain source, you want to mitigate the emission, it will be expensive always. It will always cost money, and one is more expensive than the other. And to be able to explain that, you need this really proven relationship with health. So, and that's a scientific study. You know, scientifically, you need to prove that there is a clear health impact from the air pollution, and that's the justification for policymakers to then spend money, to decide to spend public money on it. Usually, it's public money that you will spend. So if you understand that better, and for this you need the combination with emission inventories for the source knowledge, but the air quality models for the transport and the chemistry, and how is it formed, and then also, like I said in the beginning, these people who really make the relation to hospitalization and what happens to people, what are the vulnerable groups. So, and that's a lot of that is science. So science needs to be involved, but guided also by the need for the policymakers and by the policymakers themselves, I think. Yeah. If you have an apple and an orange, or you have two different inventories made in a different way, but you don't know exactly why they are different, if they work in the way that we hope they would go, we tend to believe it. So, for example, we did some measures and the inventory says the emissions are lower, and well, than the other one we already had. You would like to believe it, so you think, oh well, that makes sense. But actually, it's quite dangerous because they are apples and oranges, so you don't really know this. So then you get into more like a speculative mode, and if they would be opposing each other, one would say, well, maybe it's because they were made differently. But I think this is really important, that you get a continuity, so that you have some history, that people that are involved stay involved. Doesn't mean that they need their, like a job for life or something, but you need to get this going. And then the second, and that's what I really like, what I guess is my work, and also what I really like to do, is that you need to collaborate with science. So you need to, because you could say that you make a proper inventory by following the rules, like a guidebook or a cookbook. Like I need to do this, I need to collect that, I multiply that. But you need to also verify it by using, for example, observations and models. And that will not tell you, like this, it will tell you, it will not exactly tell you that it's wrong, but it will show you, here is a problem, and we need to understand that problem. And from there you can improve. And then you can sometimes notice that there must be a source somewhere, for example, that you had not thought about. And you only get that through this sort of verification. But it's like a cycle, you give it to the scientists, the modelers, the measurement people, you look at it, it goes back to the inventory people, they improve something, that's like a continuous process. And to establish that would be great.